Hello. I know I'm going to get you. Too many moving pieces. All right, get you. All right, now you're good. Okay. Hello, welcome.
Welcome.
Okay, we're trying these new lanyards for our microphones.
Yeah, we're always trying something new.
Trying to make sure our sound is good. So welcome to TFAR Reasons Facebook Live, Nibbles and Sips.
Much delayed.
Yeah, well, this one's not delayed.
No, but
just in general.
Yeah,
since
delayed.
we had to cancel last month.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Which we hated to do. But we have a plan for doing that one after the new year.
Yeah.
So we will do Maple, but it'll be later. So Molly is not with us tonight.
Yeah.
She and my son are at a masquerade ball for their homeschool community in Northern Virginia.
Molly's already texting.
She's been texting me. She gives me the updates. So I'm assuming they're having a good time.
Yeah.
But so tonight could go a little bit long because we got a lot to do.
A lot to show you.
There's going to be two baking demos, two food demos. Actually, the whole thing is food.
It is all.
It's very food centric with a tea demo in the middle.
Yeah, food prep demos.
Food, yeah. So when I'm doing my food demo, Mom will be monitoring comments. We're going to leave our microphones live, and so instead of writing down questions, she'll just interject if you guys have questions.
Right.
And then when she's doing her food demo, we'll flip it. And then we're going to have a tea demo, and then we'll take a break. And it could be 10, 15-minute break because we're going to have to reset everything for the big piece for tonight.
Yeah.
Do we want to say what it is?
Sure.
Okay. So you may have wondered, based on the graphic for the event, but we're going to show you charcuterie boards. How to do a charcuterie board. We thought that might be helpful as we go into the holidays. If you're having guests for Thanksgiving or even Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever, and you want to put together an appetizer or something people can nibble on, charcuterie board is great.
We've been doing it for
a few years,
2 or 3 years at least, and the family and friends love them.
Yeah, they demolish everything.
Yeah, they're so great.
They're super easy to do. You can do it as big as you want to. You can keep it small and simple. And so we're going to show you that. So that's going to take a total reset of clearing off this counter so that we can put the boards down and show you how to do that with all of the stuff. And so anyway.
Yeah, and we're not just showing you the finished product. We're going to actually show you
how to put one together.
And the different ingredients that we've used to put them together, so that you're not wondering, well, what brand is that, or what kind of cracker is that? We're going to actually show you. But you can do whatever you want. So the sky's the limit. The key thing on charcuterie board is it has to have meat. Charcuterie is, I should have looked it up actually. It's French, but there are a bunch of boards that are called charcuterie boards because they've laid it out and they've got different ingredients on it. But if it doesn't have meat and cheese on it, it's not a charcuterie board. But really, if you look out there, like on the reels on Facebook, I mean, they're doing sweet charcuterie boards.
Yeah, but it's a sweet board. It's not a charcuterie board because charcuterie is meat and cheese, and that's the main. So that's what I'm showing you. But you can put a bunch of other things on it too.
You can.
And so, sky's the limit.
It is.
And a wide range of budgets too. So, you can go high end and you can go, more affordable, more practical. Yeah. So anyway.
And what we love about them is that, even the leftovers get eaten up.
Oh yeah.
You know, we put the leftovers away and they're great for next day for lunch or, I mean, we had charcuterie for dinner tonight.
Yeah. My son loves charcuterie, so he's very excited anytime I buy all the meats and cheeses.
It's fun.
Because he loves meat and cheese. So.
All right.
Okay. But I am going to show you holiday teas and some we're going to show you some Christmassy things as well.
Yeah, this is kind of
it's a
Thanksgiving / Christmas combo thing.
Yeah, holiday season.
Holiday season.
Yeah, covering all the bases because we will not have a live in December.
Right.
We usually don't do a live in December. Or it's been a while since we've done a live in December, I think.
I think maybe you did one.
I did a mini one at home.
We did cookies one year.
Oh, we did do cookies one year. I think that was last year.
Well, when we did the oatmeal cookies, I think it was early on when we were doing the lives. It may have been the first year or the second year.
Maybe. And then I did one by myself because you were gone somewhere.
We did chai one time.
We did chai. Yeah. Anyway, but we're not going to have a live this December because you'll be gone.
Right.
And so I might do something, but I may not. It just depends on how busy things are. I feel like things went off the rails when I got sick, and I'm still in catch-up mode. Yeah. So that's what happens. Anyway, so welcome. So just a reminder, you're at the T for All Reasons page if you're watching this event. There's a T for All Reasons group on Facebook, and anybody's welcome to the group. And then my email is info@tforallreasons.com, and your email
info@vintageforallreasons.com.
Right. And she's going to show you some stuff. I'm going to show you some stuff. But before we get to that, so the holiday sampler is available in the online shop, and this is the box.
I already got mine.
Yeah, you can hear the tea samples. So you get 6 half-ounce packages of teas in the holiday sampler, and I did change them up a little bit this year, so they are different. You get Candy Cane Kiss black tea, Gingerberry green tea, Snow Globe herbal, which I'm going to show later, Christmas Memories Rooibos, Santa's Nightcap Rooibos, and Mélange Noël black. That's a good selection of holidays. So get your holiday sampler, available now in the shop. And then I wanted to show you the Advent box. So you won't see what's inside, but this is the Advent calendar box that you'll be getting this year. I've got a little sticker on the back that I'm not going to show you.
Oh, you're not going to
because
show.
It has
it's very pretty.
Because it's got the lists of the tea. But I thought I should at least put the list of the teas on the box somewhere. So that's new for this year. But this is your box. You got 24 tea samples in there. And there are a bunch of new ones this year.
And again, I got mine.
Yes, this is actually hers.
Yeah.
For those of you who already pre-ordered, that's what I'm working on the rest of the weekend. Tomorrow and Monday, I am filling up all those little packages.
Bags, yeah.
So my goal is to start shipping out Tuesday.
Wow. Hard to believe, isn't it?
Well, I said the 12th,
I know.
and that's Tuesday.
It's hard to believe.
So it'll depend on my ability to get all of the boxes complete Monday, and then I'll start shipping out Tuesday. So it'll be staggered shipments as I'm able to get the boxes.
Very good.
Then get these packaged in their boxes. But those are going to start to go out next week.
For those who have pre-ordered.
For those who have pre-ordered. Yeah. For anyone who has ordered from like yesterday moving forward, yours will ship out after I get the pre-orders all out. So I'm estimating, because I did have a couple orders this weekend, or like yesterday and today. So I'm estimating that those will probably go out by Friday or Saturday. I'm going to have all of the Advent calendars created by the end of Monday. That's my drop dead.
Okay.
Then it's just a matter of packaging to ship,
Yeah.
and that takes a little time because it's one at a time.
Right.
Anyway, but those are available.
Yeah, and you have a note here about a gift recipient.
Yeah, so if you, so those of you who pre-ordered for a gift recipient, I already have that information, and they're going to ship directly to those people. If you want to order one to have sent to a gift recipient, just make sure that their information is in the ship to. Your information is in the billing, their information is in the ship to, and I will ship it directly to them.
And do you want them to order that separately from anything else they order?
Yeah, it needs to be ordered separately from a regular order so that it ships to the right place.
Right. Okay.
But if you're ordering an Advent calendar for you and you want to order some other things too, you can now combine those orders now that the Advent is no longer a pre-order. It's just a regular purchase. So if you wanted to buy a holiday sampler and an Advent, you can buy those together.
Oh, okay.
For yourself.
Right, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Or, as long as they're shipping to the same address.
Sure.
So.
Okay. Good.
All of the holiday teas are listed. I'm not doing the Christmas movie sampler this year. If you want one, shoot me an email and I'll consider, adding it to the shop.
Okay.
But yeah, I decided not to add that to the shop. The teas that are in that sampler are available as part of the holiday collection, but I'm not doing that sampler.
Okay.
In case anybody was looking for it.
Right. Okay.
And then we were going to show necessities. So I'll show mine since we're here.
Yes.
And then you can move over to show those, and then I'll prep. Yeah, yeah, you can, and then Dad can swing over there
when you're done.
When I'm done.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so the first thing I want to show you are the Christmas tea cozies that I have available for you guys, and I have a bunch more Christmas necessities, Christmas themed, like the tea clips and tea infusers, the beaded tea infusers. I just didn't bring those with me tonight. And also in those mugs that I have, there are several Christmas themed mugs, and I was a ding dong and I forgot to grab a couple of those to show tonight too. But I will promo those in the group to remind you of how beautiful those mugs are, because they are absolutely beautiful. But so I have these tea cozies, and these are the kind that fit over your pot. This is a 2 to 4 cup size, so smaller, but it will fit up to a 4 cup pot in that pretty red, Christmassy red. What does she call this? Ruby Chateau, but I don't know if that's what I call it on my website. But this pretty, I don't even know what to call this pattern. The pattern.
Well, I understand why she's calling it a Ruby Chateau, because it is kind of French looking.
It is French looking. And then the inside is a gray and white polka dot.
Nice.
So that's a nice contrast. And then also in the 2 to 4 cup size, I have this holly and poinsettia one. This is the 2 to 4 cup, and it's got a nice rich burgundy inside. And then it also comes in a 6 to 8 cup size, which will fit your much larger pots, and it's got the same inside contrasting fabric. And then these are also 6 to 8. I love this one because it's shimmery. It's got the silver shimmer on it, but the Christmas ornaments in the red and the white, and it's got a nice red inside. And then a different holly and poinsettia. This one has the red background. This is 6 to 8 cup. Yep. And also has the deep red inside.
Yeah, and I'm going to point out that it shows up a little orangey on here, but it's not
not orangey.
Yeah, so don't be mistaken by what you're seeing on the screen. It's definitely red.
It's red.
Yeah.
It's for sure red. It's not orange at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Red. Deep red. This is actually a really, like, the background is almost a burgundy color.
Yeah, it's not a rust.
Not a rust. And then that's bright red. So those are the cozies. And then I still have, put those right there. I still have a few of the wall hanging advent calendars. And they're discounted in the online shop. So this one is still available. And these are great. The tea packets from the advent calendar fit in here. There are 24 slots. This one's called Red Snowflake. I believe this one's from 2021 is how it's listed in the online shop.
And again, it's not orange, it's red.
It's red. It's red. Yeah, weird. It's red with a tan background.
Yeah.
And it's got the numbers on the pockets. And then I have a couple that are this style. And does this one actually has 25 pockets, but there are only 24 teas. So you can put something extra in there. But this one was from 22, I think.
I think maybe, yeah.
2022.
I love that one.
I know. Yeah. Anyway, so there's this one, and there's another one that's similar. I think it has a different background. Different background than this one. And these are available in the online shop too, and they are discounted.
Okay.
Price to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I'm showing. So we'll move over with Marmy. Please and thank you. And she's going to show you some of her stuff that she's looking to sell, and then we'll come back to the kitchen. Oh, just blocked them out.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't have a whole lot, but I did want to give you all a chance to make some purchases tonight because we're getting ready to leave on our next great adventure, and the shop is going to be closed for a while. And by the time I get back, it may be too late for you to make decisions on these type of things. So I have just a few fall Thanksgiving things left. One is this this great apron. And this was regularly $28 and now is on sale for $21. It's got the cooking utensils, culinary theme. And then this is a table runner, perfect for Thanksgiving. Give thanks, thankful, grateful, blessed, gather and be grateful. And this is, the size of this is 14 by 69 and it's regularly 34. It is fully lined. Tonight it's 26. So now if there's anything you are interested in, be sure and email me at info@vintageforallreasons rather than leaving a comment, because the comments sometimes are hard to scroll back and see all of them. And then also for fall, the two tea tins from England, Jackson's of Piccadilly, and these tins are regularly $24 and they're on sale for $19 each. And then the Barrington Bear, and she is normally $28 and she's on sale for $22, and she's adorable. Okay, and then for Christmas, of course, the wonderful Christmas pudding teapot. This is regularly $59, and tonight it's on sale for $49, and this is from England. And then this table runner, which just ties in beautifully with the Christmas pudding teapot. This is, let's see what the size is. This is 66 by 20 inches wide. It is not lined, but it has the nice decorative stitching. And this is regularly $28, and tonight it's $21. And then we have one Christmas apron scarf left. And this one is in a beautiful tea-themed pattern. And this is regularly $28, and tonight it's $21.
Model that.
I can, well, might mess up my microphone, but yeah, I can model it. You just put it around your neck, and you've got the terry cloth here for wiping your hands. Okay. And then one more apron left in this adorable Christmas pattern, a baking pattern, Santas, gingerbread men, with recipes on there. And this is regularly $28, and tonight it's also $21. It has the edging along the top as well. Okay, so that's it for tonight. That's all I've got. We're going over to Jen, and she's going to do the first food demo.
Yep. I'm with you. I'm with you. I realized I forgot something. Okay, so I thought when Mom and I were talking about what we would do, and we were talking about, sure, well, he covered up the,
yeah, I got it.
You got to put the headphones on. Well, I guess you don't have to, but anyway, sorry, I got distracted. So when we were talking about doing charcuterie, we were talking about the things that we put on the board and also holiday things, and thought it would be fun to show some candied pecans that I've made. And I like adding nuts to a charcuterie board, or, you know, like a counter with food, just to bring some different textures. And so I love this candied pecan recipe. I've made this in the past. It is not in the cookbook, but I will post it at Food for All Reasons on Monday. And it's super easy and delicious. And if you like pecans and you like candied pecans, then I guarantee you're going to like this. So for this recipe, you need 12 ounces of pecan halves. You'll get some chunks, and that's fine, but you mostly want big whole, I call them whole pecans, but they're halves. If you go looking for a bag of whole pecans, you're not going to get them. You're going to get halves. This is what you want. So this is 12 ounces. And then I've already mixed it up, but in this bowl is a half a cup of white sugar, granulated, a half a cup of light brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon, a teaspoon of, I used the pink sea salt, or is this Himalayan pink salt? I used this. The recipe says fine sea salt. You can use table salt if that's what you have. You can use kosher salt, but you're going to need about a teaspoon of salt. And then 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground cayenne pepper. And that may seem odd, but trust me, you want that cayenne pepper. And then, and so that's what's in this bowl. And I just took this whisk and I whisked it all together to get it all mixed in, and also to kind of break up any of the clumps in the brown sugar. If you end up with big clumps of brown sugar, you can break those up with your fingers. And so that's the dry stuff. And then you need 1 egg white, just the egg white, and you're going to whisk it a little bit to make it just a little bit frothy. You're not looking for meringue, but you need to break it up a little bit. So I'm just going to whisk. A little whisking. Maybe a little bit more. All right, so that's good. You want to break up the membrane in the egg white really well, and then you're going to pour this egg white into the pecans. So you're going to put your pecans in the larger bowl, and then pour that egg white in there. That's going to fall off. And then get a spatula, rubber spatula, and you want all of those pecans to get coated in the egg white really well. It takes some mixing up to get all of them coated really well, because that's what's going to make the sugar mixture stick to the nuts. And I think that looks pretty good. Yeah. All right. And then now this seems like a lot of sugar when you're looking at those nuts, but trust me, that's how much you want. Don't use less, or you'll be disappointed. And you just pour it in, and then you just want to stir these to get them all completely covered in that sugar. Oh, yeah. That's good stuff right there. Good stuff. You could use a full pound too, but the recipe calls for 12 ounces, and so that's what we have here. I actually made some the other day. I bought a pound bag and an 8-ounce bag, and used 12 ounces, and that left me 12 ounces. All right, so you're still going to have some loose sugar You might see it in there. That's okay. But you want to make sure that these are mostly coated in that sugar mixture. Then you're going to spread them out on a sheet pan that's lined with parchment paper. And I already did that. And so you're going to dump them out. And then spread them out in a thin layer. And I'm actually going to get my fingers in there and do it with my hands, because you really want them in a thin layer, not big clumps. That looks pretty good. And you can see there's not a lot of just sugar laying in the bottom of that pan. I'm going to rinse my sugar fingers for a second. And then we're going to pop that into the oven for about 20 minutes. 300 oven for about 20 minutes, and then you're going to kind of stir them around a little bit and put them back in for another 20. So we'll check this in 20 minutes. And we'll give them a stir. And then after the next 20, we'll take them out and let them cool. So the ones that I made the other day, those are the ones that are actually going to go on the charcuterie board that we put together later. But I wanted to show you how to make them because they're so easy. And yeah, so that's basically it. So I'm going to switch places with Mom, and she'll come show you her demo. We're making it work.
We're making it work. Okay. Well, this is a recipe from the TFAR Reasons Cookbook, and it's a staple for every holiday. I make a batch of this. I usually double it, but it's called Plowman's Pate. And you may wonder, where do you get the name Plowman's? Well, in England, a very traditional lunch that you can get is called a ploughman's lunch. And ploughman's usually consists of some kind of sliced meat, usually ham, a variety of cheeses, hard cheeses, and pickled onions, sometimes maybe a cut up apple, some kind of chutney, and maybe a salad with it. And that's a typical ploughman's lunch, and we love it. Some places will offer a few extra things, like Scotch eggs or something like that, and crusty bread, yes. And so this recipe is something I developed that had a lot of the same ingredients that you would have for lunch, and it's called Plowman's Pate, and it's a wonderful cheese spread. Now, there's another recipe in the book for Plowman's spread, which is a little bit different and maybe has a more spreadable consistency. But this is the one that I do every Christmas, and we have it with crackers, and I even like it left over. If there's a little bit left over in the little crock, then I'll have it for lunch the next day with crackers and an apple or something.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
You're blocking the microphone with the cookie.
Sorry, I am. Sorry about that. So, Plowman's Pate. And it's done in the food processor, which makes it even more easy. So first thing we're going to add is 3 tablespoons of cream cheese, and this is softened cream cheese. And then you can use your choice of cheeses. The recipe calls for 3/4 of a cup of Caerphilly or a cheddar cheese, and then 3/4 of a cup of double Gloucester. Now, we did not find double Gloucester. We found the Dubliner cheese, and then we also found another one that was a cheddar that had ale and mustard. And so those are the cheeses that I have here, and there's 3/4 of a cup of each. Now, I don't recommend using grated cheese from a bag, because that's has some processing that goes into it to allow it to not stick together.
They use cornstarch.
And yeah, they use cornstarch. It's much better to get a good, hard English cheese to go in here. If you only want to do the cheddar, that's fine too. So, but we've used the 2 varieties. I've even used a one that has basil in it. I mean, over the years, I've used different flavors, and it's always fun. Okay. And then the next ingredient is the cocktail onions. So this is like the pickled onions. These are out of a jar like this. Cocktail onions that would normally go like in a martini or something like that. But you chop up 4, now I used 5, but 4 cocktail onions chopped up. And they're sweeter than a regular onion. So that's why it's a good choice. And then the next ingredient is 1 tablespoon of apricot or mango chutney. My chutney of choice really is a mango chutney. And this is the one we've been buying lately. You can get a major gray. We've had a harder time finding that lately, so we've been getting this one. And it is I usually get a mild. I don't get a hot, but you could. I mean, actually a hot in this would be really good. Give it a little bit of a kick. And I think I was a little generous, which is perfectly fine. I think I may have a little bit more than one tablespoon. And that's okay. All right. And then the next ingredient, is the 2 tablespoons of melted butter, which I forgot to get out. So,
I'll get it.
Yeah, Jen would get that for me. I need the melted butter.
Is it melted already?
No.
I got you.
My mise en place was not good. All right, and then the salt and pepper to taste.
Oh, sorry.
Just a little bit.
Do you want me to use this?
That's fine. And then I didn't bother to get fresh chives, so I'm using dried chives, and it would call for 2 tablespoons of fresh, but I'm using 1 tablespoon of the dried chives. Okay, here's a bowl.
Thank you very much.
All right. So while we're waiting on that, let me tell you what we're doing. I usually am a little bit hesitant to talk about our travel because I don't want to get out there too much. But hubby and I are going on our next great adventure. We're leaving soon, and we're going to be gone for 21 days. And the goal was to be able to visit some of the Christmas markets in England. And we're going to do at least 2 in the countryside, one in York and one in Winchester, which is supposed to be the best in the country. And then we're hoping to hit some of them in London that we haven't done before, Leicester Square, and maybe down on the waterfront to check out some of their Christmas markets there. And then we're going to take in the sites in the Cotswolds, some of the places that we missed last year. And we're definitely doing some shopping. Wonderful.
That'll do.
Wonderful. So anyway, that's what's been up with us. We've been just a little bit busy, catching up, especially since we both had the crud for a couple of weeks. But we're counting the days, and you may have noticed there's some Christmas decorations up, and I know I had mentioned it on the Facebook page, but yeah, we were determined to get all of our Christmas decorations up before we leave because we didn't want to have to face it when we got home. We had other things going on when we get home. So anyway, that's why we've been decorating like crazy this week especially. So, all right, we've got our butter ready. 2 tablespoons. Is it 3? 2 tablespoons of melted butter.
That may be a little more, but
that's all right. This recipe is very forgiving. Okay, so now what we're going to do is mix it up with the food processor. And you can see, I'm not done yet, but I wanted you to see, there's plenty of room to double this recipe. So if you want to make a lot for the holidays, you've got room in your processor to do it. All right, that looks good. All right, so what I'm going to do is spoon it out, and there should be enough for 2 crocks. And what I do very often is make this before Thanksgiving, usually in October when I've got more time, and then I put them in the freezer. And they keep really well in the freezer, so that I have 1 crock for Thanksgiving and 1 crock for Christmas. And sometimes I have more available, so I'll fill more crocks, whatever. But and you know, actually, if you were to do this and even gift, get some little crocks from the dollar store or from TJ Maxx or something like that, these would make great gifts as well, with a box of gourmet crackers, or even you could do a small loaf of French bread if you wanted to, because you can put this in on bread.
It's almost like pimento cheese.
But it doesn't have pimento in it.
It does not have pimento in it. But it's the same idea as pimento cheese if you're from the South, but this is with English cheese.
Right.
Except for the cream cheese.
Right. Yeah. And that's the reason for that is to make it creamier.
Similar, but it isn't.
Yeah, it's to make it creamier. And and the difference is this pimento cheese has mayonnaise in it.
It does have mayo in it.
And this has the cream cheese.
I said it was similar. I didn't say it. It's
I
similar.
know.
Similar idea. They're close. Whatever, Dad. He's laughing at me. Whatever. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Let me check these pecans.
So that is Plowman's Pâté, and you will love it, and your family will love it. And let me just say this. If you do freeze it, make sure you take it out the day before and let it defrost. And then when your company, whatever time your company is coming, make sure you take it out an hour or 2 before they come, because you really do want it to be soft,
yeah.
And use a knife to spread.
Yep.
Okay? All right, and this is going to go on to our charcuterie board, and this one is going to go in the freezer for Christmas. Because I made some earlier, and we ate them all.
Yep.
We had company.
Yep. All right, I'll put this one over here.
Okay. All right.
For our
stuff. There you go.
Okay. All right. So we're going to move back over. So it's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah.
We're going to move back over, and I'm going to do the tea demo. And then after I've done the tea demo, we'll take a break. And we're doing okay for time.
Yeah.
It's 7:40. So we're doing great. Okay, candied pecan. So do you say pecan or pecan? Pecan? We say pecan, but I know that there are different ways to say it depending on where you're from. So in the comments, let me know how you say it. Pecan, pecan, pecan. I guess those are the 3 options. Nuts. Okay, so I'm going to show you 6 teas, and these are all holiday blends, and I'm going to brew 3 of them just to save some time, because the charcuterie is going to take some time. Although I prepped a lot of it ahead of time, so hopefully that will save. So I'm going to do like I normally do. I heated up the water already, so our kettle is ready to go. So I'm going to do like I normally do. Now these are beautiful, lovely, traditional teacups, and you would not normally use the tea sack in the teacup, but I am going to use the, this box is almost empty.
Is it?
The tea sack number 1, which is, these work great for these little teacups. I have a size 2, which is better for a mug. I mean, this will work for a smaller mug, but the 2 works best for a mug, and then the size 3 for a larger pot. And the 2 will work in a pot too, like a 2 to 4 cup pot. But I'm going to use the tea sacks tonight, and I already separated them. But when they come out of the box, if you're new, if you're not new, I apologize. You've seen this every month for the last year. They come together, and you have to find the where they separate and break them apart. And I had already done that. So, but I'll show you next time. So, oh, what am I doing? I got to show the teas first.
Something's smelling good.
All of them.
I know.
It's all of them. Okay, so I'm going to show you the ones I'm not going to brew first, and then I'll show you the ones I'm going to brew. So I'm going to start over here with sugar cookie. So a few of these that I'm going to show were new last year, but I didn't show them. I don't think we showed them last year.
Okay.
Sugar cookie. This is an herbal. That may be what you're smelling.
Maybe.
It's got apples, currants, elderberry, willow bark, which is interesting, mistletoe, stevia, cranberry, chamomile, and some flavorings in it. It's wonderful. I drank a lot of this last winter, and it's a really nice herbal, and so you can drink it all day into the evening, and it's really, really lovely.
Yeah. Yeah.
It smells really good,
gosh,
right?
That smells so good.
That could be what you're smelling.
That's dessert in a cup.
That is dessert in a cup. Yes. If you sweeten it a little bit.
Well, it has some stevia.
It has some stevia. It's not much stevia.
Okay.
So if you sweeten your tea, you still need to sweeten this.
Okay.
But it's delicious. So that is sugar cookie. And then this was new last year, right? Figgy pudding.
Mm-hmm.
Figgy pudding was also new last year. And I may have shown it last year too. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm showing it again this year. Figgy pudding. I worked on this one for a long time. This is one of my custom blends. This is a black tea. You all right? It's a black tea. It's got honeybush in it, candied pineapple, candied papaya, cinnamon, rosehip. It's got a little bit of popcorn in there, fig pieces, calendula, candied ginger. Did I already say fig pieces?
Yeah.
It's got fig slices and fig pieces. Anyway, figgy pudding.
That's great. And the popcorn is just, yeah, it just makes it so interesting.
Yeah, it adds a little bit of it's not that much.
No.
Actually, I don't even see any popcorn in there, but it's a really nice black tea. I'm super proud of this one.
Yeah, I bet.
So that's figgy pudding. Somebody beeped. And then snow globe is also an herbal. Yeah. And this one was popular last year. It's really, really good. It's different. And it looks nice in the cup too. I think it ends up being kind of reddish in the cup. But it's got apples and beets.
Interesting.
Hibiscus, cinnamon, pineapple pieces, papaya, coconut almonds, popped rice, and cornflower petals. And almonds? Yeah, almonds. And it's a nice herbal. So that's snow globe.
Very good.
And so those are the 3 I'm not going to brew. And then the 3 you're getting me too. The 3 I'm going to brew. Pardon me. I'm going to start with fruitcake, which is a rooibos.
One of my favorites.
And it is it's rooibos, and it's got elderberry, hibiscus, currants, apple, rosehip, blueberry, moringa, cranberry pieces, raspberry pieces, strawberry pieces, and rose petals. That's why you like it. It's got the rose
so much. Yeah.
Yeah, and it smells.
I actually like fruitcake.
But this is a bit. So this doesn't smell like actual fruitcake.
No, but
I'm trying to think how to describe it. Like it's a nice tea.
It's just, it has a rich fruit
Yeah.
to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very rich fruit smell.
Yeah, it's the berries.
Would be indicative to fruitcake, which is very rich and fruity.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's very berry.
It is,
very
but it's
forward.
not like a summer berry.
No.
It's like a winter berry.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice tea. And then sticky toffee pudding, which is a bestseller.
Love it.
I'm proud of this one too. This one took a really long time. Oh yeah, it's so good.
Someday Jen needs to demonstrate the sticky toffee pudding. We haven't figured out how
to do that
because
it's a long
process.
It's a long process. But I mean, well, we'll have to talk about it maybe for next year. Yeah. Okay, so this is a black tea, the sticky toffee pudding, and it's chunky. It's got chunks in it. It's black tea. It's got pomegranate pieces, corn flour, petals, dates, toffee bits, coffee beans. Because the recipe that I use calls for coffee.
Which just makes it a richer.
So good.
Yeah. And may I just make that special request now?
Oh, do you want me to make sticky toffee pudding this year? Yeah. Well, we'll see how my December goes. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. You know what? I'll take photos. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll try to remember to take photos, or maybe get Molly to help me do a video of the process.
Okay.
In my not as nice kitchen. And then maybe I can post that.
You could even bring the ingredients and do it here if you want to.
And we just do a quick live at Christmas time?
Well, maybe not.
I mean, we could.
Crazy.
It'll be chaos. It'll be chaos. Okay, so she's going to go check on the nuts. They basically just kind of need a little bit of a stir.
Okay.
You could shake the pan if they move around.
No, they don't.
No, they don't? Okay, hold on. Pausing for a momento. Yeah, you're going to set that down.
You want me to do that? And then put them in for
I'll just 20.
Another 20.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, yeah, and then just spread them out again. So she's just jumbling those up a little bit. Okay, so the third tea that I'm going to brew for you, this one is new, and I mean literally brand new. It just arrived this week. And so I listed it in the shop today, and this is Snow Angel. And I'm hoping that this will be a replacement for white chai. So I posted in the group that white chai was discontinued because my supplier has discontinued it, and so that is no longer available, sadly. I'm very sad about that. So this is it's a white tea, and I was sipping on this afternoon. It's hard to explain it. So where I got it from, they say it's kind of a vanilla with hints of pineapple. I wasn't getting the pineapple out of it at all, or even the vanilla. I can't describe it, but it is really a nice. If you like white tea, you'll like this one. It's nice. It's got apple pieces in it, and it's got pink peppercorns in it. And I'm
excited to try this one.
Yeah, it's good. I liked it a lot.
Oh,
but I can't explain the flavor, so that I'm not selling it very well. I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't taste how it smells.
It doesn't?
It does not taste how it smells. Well, it sort of does.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it smells really good. And it tastes really good too. I was sipping on it on the way out here.
So
it's apple pieces. I can't read that.
Peppercorns.
Pink peppercorns. White tea.
White tea.
Yeah.
Well, what I am picking up is the little bit of the peppercorn.
The peppercorn.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not super peppery when you drink it.
No. But it's so much. It's more complex than just apple and peppercorn.
Yeah. No. It's got way more going on. It's good. I do recommend it.
Okay.
I didn't sell it very well. I don't know how to describe it. You taste it and you let me know.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Really,
because it is literally brand new. It just arrived on Thursday.
It smells wonderful.
It's very good. So I'm going to demonstrate that. So so we come back to I'm a little discombobulated.
No, we're good.
We're good.
We're having fun.
A little disorganized. All right. So I have my perfect cup of tea spoon that I do carry in the shop, and I also have the perfect pot of teaspoon in the shop. We should do some pots.
Do some what?
Some pots in the
pots.
future.
We haven't done some pots in a while.
We haven't taken out the pots in a while. Just because this works so well.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to do the rooibos first. So this is an herbal, and it can steep 5+ minutes. So I'm going to put the water on that and let that go while I, so heavy, work on the elbows. So you can put 5 minutes on that, Dad. Please and thank you. My cameraman and timer. Hopefully you're looking at what he's doing the time.
Hello.
It's all good, Dad. Just teasing. Just teasing. Okay, so next up is the sticky toffee pudding. And so you can see the black tea. That's a date right there. There are some toffee pieces in there. I don't know if there's a coffee bean. There's not. Here's a coffee bean. We'll throw that in there. So this is a black tea. This one wants 3 minutes steeping time. And we'll let it sit for a minute. Okay, so here's how you, so these are 2 tea sacks, and you can see this is the bottom of one, and there's the top of the other, and you just pull them apart.
There you go.
Magical. I can hear in the headphones.
You want me to go over there?
Yeah, maybe, in case anybody has questions. We're missing out. You might have to scroll questions. Okay, so then the last one is the Snow Angel, which is the white tea, and this literally only needs 1 minute of steeping time. So I'm going to hit the black tea. And that needs 3, and then you ready for that one? Okay, all right. 1 minute on the white tea. This kettle is so heavy. Because you don't want your white tea to get bitter, which it will.
They're very delicate.
Yeah,
Please.
yeah. White tea is very delicate, and it will get super bitter. All right, so let's take a look. Beautiful. How much time left on that one?
3 minutes.
3 minutes left on that? Okay. We got to pad time. That one's looking pretty good too. Okay. I got nothing. No questions?
No questions.
Okay.
No. But some opinions about pecan.
Pecan. Oh, yes.
Pecan.
Pecan.
I think
pecan is the winner.
Is the winner, yeah.
All right.
But, I wanted to just interject because Jen, for the sake of time, couldn't bring the whole collection of holiday blends.
Yeah, that's that.
But oh my gosh, don't miss out on some of the wonderful flavors that she has to offer for Christmas, because and a lot of them are in the sampler, which is great.
Yes.
A lot of them are in the Advent calendar.
A lot of them are in the, most of them are actually at this point I have so many holiday teas that they're not all in the Advent calendar.
Really?
It used to be all of them were, but I've added so many over the last couple of years that I took some out so that I could put some new ones in there.
New ones in, yeah.
So, but yeah, I have a lot of holiday teas.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not available all year. Some of them are, but most of them are not available all year. So now's the time to stock up.
I got my Christmas memories. What else did I order? Melange Noel?
Melange Noel.
Yeah.
Yep, I did.
You want me to try it?
Oh yeah, you can try the Snow Angel and tell us what it is.
Give the review, right?
We don't speak your sign language, so apparently. Okay, so a minute left on that one, and so that one's pretty good too. Yeah,
that's lovely.
You can talk. Yeah, right.
That is lovely.
It's a nice.
Yeah. You know what I usually do when I have an afternoon tea, whenever I have an afternoon tea with guests, but let's talk about Christmas, because I usually do an afternoon tea for guests at Christmas time. And this is a great one to end with. Now, you could end with a rooibos, but let's say you're only doing 2 blends. You could start with a black one, like a Melange Noel or something like that. Figgy toffee pudding.
Sticky toffee pudding.
Sticky toffee pudding or figgy.
Or figgy pudding. Yeah, 2 puddings.
So what you can do is start with the black one first, have that with your savories, and then you can have another tea. You could even have this one with your scones, and then pick out some herbal or rooibos to have with your dessert.
Right.
So describe it.
Describe it.
It's hard to describe. Which is why I described it terribly. And I probably won't sell any of it because I couldn't describe it. Yeah.
I'm going to come back with you on that because I like a little bit of sugar.
Yeah, you should sweeten it a little bit.
And it enhances the flavor. So I'm going to come back after the break and give you a review of this one.
Okay.
Or more detail
yeah.
Because I want to add a little bit of sugar, and that's going to bring out the flavor even more.
Yeah. Okay. So that's Snow Angel White. And so I squeezed out the other 2. So this is the fruit cake. And you can see it's a little darker and redder than the black tea, and that's because of the rooibos, but it's got the hibiscus and the berries and stuff in it, so that's why it's it's almost purpley.
Yeah.
It's got almost a bluish hue to it. It's not as red as a rooibos normally is. It's got a blue hue to it, which may not be seen on the camera. I'm not sure. And then the black tea. This is
that's the black.
That's the rooibos.
Right,
this is the sticky toffee pudding.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. And so that's our tea demo.
Okay.
Short tea demo this time.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, like I said, this break we're going to do a break, and it's probably going to be
at least 10 minutes.
At least 10. It may be maybe 15.
Check back at 10 because we don't want
Yeah.
If we're ready, we'll go. So come back in 10, and it may be a little longer than that.
Yeah. So I'm going to pause while we take care of our technical things that we're not very polished because we're live. We would edit this stuff out if we were not live. But we're live. So, okay. So I'm going to mute your mic.
Okay.
And I'm going to take my mic off. And turn on the music.
All right. We'll see you in a bit.
I can't hear it. Turn it back up. we're going to come back. Turning off the music. Okay, let me get Marmy's microphone.
Christmas music.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm trying to get in the Christmas spirit. Okay, and then I'll put mine back on my little lanyard. Okay.
Trade places with us.
Okay. Yep.
Since.
Okay, so maybe, Dad, you can pan. There's a lot on the counter right now. And so here I started to put together a charcuterie board, and then here's another board that's got some other things, and then here's all of this stuff is here on, like, so everything out of these packages is going on these boards. And so this is a pretty big, it's actually a cutting board, because it's got the channel in it for the meat juices. But it works great as a charcuterie board, and it's nice and big. But your charcuterie board does not need to be this big at all by any stretch. You can do a basic plate. You could do a couple plates. I've seen some where they take butcher paper and lay it on the counter.
Yeah.
And just put it on the butcher paper on the counter or table or whatever. You could do something like that.
Especially when they're doing a meal. You know,
like a big spread.
Like a big spread, they'll do that.
But, you know, I've seen smaller ones. So this pumpkin shaped board is great.
Can you see the shape of it here? This was from Hobby Lobby. This was like my purchase of the fall. I was so thrilled. I had been looking for something that was really fallish and, you know, fit in with the fall theme. And I found that at Hobby Lobby. If they may still have them, I don't know, but it was just a wonderful bargain, and I'm so glad I picked one up.
Yeah, no, that's a nice one. So so I'm going to show you. So I've been doing charcuterie boards for a while. Marmy is out, and so we thought since I do it a lot, that it can be intimidating if you're not familiar with doing them and you don't know what to put on it. You don't know what accessories you need. You don't need any of these accessories that I'm getting ready to show you. I've added these accessories in the last year or so. It's garbage. And I've slowly been adding stuff to my boards because I'm doing more elaborate boards than I used to do. These are just lids. And so I've added some things, and I'm going to show you what these things are that I'm pulling out of this bag. And I found all of these things on Amazon. And I can try to put together a list for you if anybody's interested in these things. So I'll show you. So the first thing I bought was, it's actually, I think it's called a charcuterie utensil kit. And it comes with 4 each of a knife, a spoon, 2 tongs, and then little pickle forks. So it's 4 forks, 4 spoons, 4 knives, and then 2 tongs. And because I started adding things other than meats and cheeses to my boards, I wanted to have the forks and the tongs. And these are great small little tongs, and you know, for picking stuff up. So you can see where I've got tongs. So these are dilly beans. I'll show you guys what these things are first. A lot of times I will include these things on the board, but I wanted to make the board mostly meats and cheeses, and I'm going to show you this stuff too. But I do like having these things on the side because you want to break up the fat in the meat and the cheese with some acidic things, and so that's why I add these are dilly beans. I'll show you the jar. Pickled dilly beans. They're green beans that have been pickled, and I don't like them, but my niece loves them, and so I make sure that I have them all the time. And then I also have pickled mushrooms, and so that's what's in this little bowl. Just tiny little mushrooms that have been pickled. Those are the beans. Yep. Cornichons. So these are little pickles. Yep. And I buy most of my stuff from Wegmans, so you're going to see Wegmans brand. If you don't have Wegmans, it's totally fine. You can find these things in regular grocery stores too. Usually those things you'll find in the canned section a lot of times. They're like in the Wegmans, they're over by where like the sun-dried tomatoes, the artichokes, those jarred pimentos, where those things usually are. And so I've got a little bowl of the cornichons in here. And then I like to pick up an olive salad, some kind of olive thing. And so Wegmans has a bunch of different olive salads that they put together. And I usually pick up a container because I don't like olives, but I know other people like olives. And I try to get a mix. So I'm not buying a can of black olives or a can of Kalamata olives. I like to get a mix.
And, you know, one thing to keep in mind, too, with so many people having different tastes and things, maybe they're on keto or maybe they're gluten-free, you know, it's great doing something like this because you can kind of meet the needs.
Yeah, meet the needs of everybody.
They're vegetarian.
Yep.
And we don't always cater to that wide range of desires, but or limitations, but this is one way you can do it.
Yeah, for sure. And then in here, we've got the candied pecans that we just pulled out of the oven, but these are the ones that I made the other day, and you can see they're coated in the candy coating, and they are delicious. What I like about that little bit of cayenne is they're sweet, but you get a little bit of that heat in the back of your throat. And it's very mild.
Yeah.
Like my daughter would eat these. She doesn't like spicy food at all, but she would eat these. And, but it's just a little kick. It's something a little different, that kind of goes with that sweetness of the candied pecan. And then I also like to put out mixed nuts. Now this is a pecan mix. It's pecans, cashews, and pistachios. You could do a bar mix, you know, peanuts, almonds, whatever you want to do.
Salted or unsalted.
Salted or dry roasted, you know, whatever. But I do like to add nuts for the crunch.
Right.
Because you're eating a lot of squishy cheese.
Right.
And so I like to have the acidic things to balance the fat and then the crunch to balance the squish. Yeah. I call it the squish.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. And then I'll show you on the board. And then I do a variety of crackers. And so again, Wegmans brand. Most of those crackers came out of this box. And you can get other brands of assorted crackers, but I really like an assortment of crackers to offer because not everybody likes the same kind of cracker. I'm going to get to those.
Okay. And again, some, you know, prefer the gluten-free or whatever.
No, I don't buy gluten-free crackers. None of my crackers are gluten-free because we don't have that issue. But if I knew someone was coming that was gluten-free, I would pick up rice crackers or almond crackers or whatever are needed to meet that need. So in this, and I do a basket. You'll see a lot of charcuterie boards where they'll have the crackers integrated with the meats and the cheeses. I don't like to waste the board, the space on the, I want to put as much meat and cheese and other stuff on the board. And so I'll put the crackers in a basket on the side. And so that's what this is. And then these are Triscuits, which I call electricity biscuits. And I'll find the link, but it's the most fascinating story of how Triscuits, what the name means. They were originally electricity biscuits, and it's the best story that I found on Twitter like 3 years ago, and I'll find it and I'll post it in the group.
Yeah.
Because I love the story of the Triscuit, and I've always loved Triscuits, but I love it even more now knowing the history and why they were originally called electricity biscuits.
How fun!
Yeah, it's a great story.
Great.
It will be a Twitter feed. It'll be a Twitter thread. So hopefully you'll be able to see it. You're eating the awesome electricity biscuit. It will be a Twitter thread. I will try to screenshot it for you so that you can read it, but I'm not great at doing that, but it's a great story. Okay. Love it. Love it. Okay. I won't waste the time telling you the story tonight. So anyway, yes, the charcuterie utensil kit that I found on Amazon, and it wasn't that expensive. I bought it last year. I can't remember, but it's very reasonably priced. If you buy anything for your charcuterie board, this is what I do recommend because it will provide the spreaders, the forks, the spoons, and the tongs for you. Okay, so that's those. And then I started adding, I'll show you the board. I started adding honey on the board because occasionally someone might want to drizzle some honey on their brie or something else. They might want a little drizzle of honey to add a little bit of sweetness to counter the savory. And so this is just a little plastic cup like what you get in a restaurant to put ketchup in or condiments or whatever. And so that's what this is. And I think I got a pack of 100 of them. And they come with lids, which is great. And so I've got the lid here. So I didn't fill this one up, but basically just, you can prep it ahead of time, put your honey or anything else you want to put in here. And you can put it in, you're not going to waste it. And so that there are these little plastic cups. And so I do have the honey. And then I found these little tiny little wooden honey dippers. And they came in a bag of, I'm not sure how many were in the bag. I want to say 50, maybe. And they're just little wooden honey dippers. Honestly, you could clean them and reuse them, I think. But I think they're intended to be disposable. But I'm pretty sure you could wash these and reuse them. And so the little honey dippers. And then these little cocktail forks. So if you wanted to serve something and give a fork for them to use, like I'm trying to think.
Olives.
Yeah, olives. They could put the olive on the little fork.
And little chunks of cheese.
And little chunks of cheese. And so you could put a little dish out with the little forks. Yeah. It's a little 2-prong, and these are bamboo, I think, bamboo forks, intended to be disposable. But it's a great way for them to be able to eat something.
Also meatballs?
Yeah, they would be great for meatballs. Yeah, for sure. I should take some of these to my sister for her party.
Yeah.
Anyway, so these little cocktail forks, again, this is a pack of, it's got to be at least 100 of these little cocktail forks. And then flags. So these little flags are great. They're toothpick flags. Oh, they're in the box. The toothpick flags are great. You can write down cheese. So if you want to, so like here, I've got this thing of Gouda. If I had other blocks of cheese that I was going to let them cut, I can put a flag in it with Gouda. Or like over here, I've got the goat cheese. I could put the flag with, this is a blueberry goat cheese in it so that they know what they're looking at. And again, disposable. And you can, any pen will work on these little flags, and they're great. I actually have some ceramic little picks that you can use a dry erase marker on, but they're heavy and they don't always stay up. But the toothpicks work really well. So those are the little accessories. Oh, and then I have these little, these are little trifle bowls for individual portions. I think they come in a box of 12. Is it 12?
Yeah.
Anyway, I bought these years ago, and these work great for putting. So this is a honey pecan cream cheese, and so you can put a little bit out there. This is hummus, and then we've got craisins, or those dried cranberries. Dried cranberries here in the other one, and then over here is the ploughman's pate that Mom made. Okay, and so then so those are the accessories, and we'll move this out of the way. I'll just move it. Okay, so then you get to what am I going to put on the board? What in the meats and cheeses realm? What am I going to put on the board? And you have to decide how many people this is going to feed. And who's your audience? Like, do they have any dietary restrictions or issues? This is why we love charcuterie. It was great when I was doing keto. My dad does keto-ish. And so meat and cheese, it's perfect. for that. And then also it can work for anyone who's got gluten issues because they don't have to have the crackers or bread or anything like that.
And I think the other thing is it appeals to all ages.
Yeah.
There's something on there for
anyone.
Yeah.
And you can see, okay, so you want to decide what your meats and your cheeses are going to be. And like I said, you can go with the very affordable cracker cut. So I bought 3 kinds of cracker cuts. What I love about these is they are literally already cut to cracker size. And you can see on the board here. So this is the Colby Jack. And I do try to pick a wide variety of cheeses. I want mild cheeses for the people who don't like the froofy blue cheese, Stilton, sharp cheddar. So I always make sure to have Colby Jack, and this is actually extra sharp cheddar, white cheddar. But I also try to have a mild cheddar out there. And then over here, and I cut these into triangles so that I could do the fun little stack. So it's visually different. This is pepper jack. And then I'm going to have my Gouda here, and I'll put it out like this, and I will have a knife so people can slice it off. And I do it like this for visual interest too. Yeah. You want your board to not be boring, right? And so I will put a goat cheese or like a cheese ball on there. In here, we've got cream cheese with a mango pepper jelly, which is great. It's just basic cream cheese with any kind of pepper jelly is going to be good. Any kind of jam.
We started doing that
years ago. I've done raspberry jam on cream cheese. You can do chutney, preserves. Yeah. But the ones that we like to put a pepper jelly on there with a little bit of a kick because it balances out the cream cheese. Yeah. And it has a nice flavor interest. So you can do your basic cracker cuts. I've also been known to buy the individual cheeses. It's a little bit of a pain to unwrap them, but I like these are a different shape. And I might cut these in half with a knife. But then you've got a different shape, and the Dubliner cheddar cheese is the best cheddar cheese. Yeah. That's my product endorsement. I do love Dubliner cheddar cheese. We do too. And then I'm going to show you, I've got, these are cubes of sharp white cheddar and Gouda. And so they're a different shape. And so I'm going to plop those down. I'm going to move them, but I wanted to get them on the board. So I'm going to actually move these over here. And there are definitely times where I move things around until the board looks how I want it to look. Because I'm going to put some meat in here, because that's what's missing. Right in here is meat. You want some cheese? I got too much. Take the cheese.
No such thing as too much.
Too much cheese, right? Right. Okay, so I'm going to have these little blocks of cheese here. And so I'll tell you what I've got on here. So I told you about the Colby Jack and the extra sharp cheddar. I like to put grapes on there. Again, it's cutting the fat with something that's not fat. In this case, they're a little bit sweet.
It's almost like a palate cleanser.
It's like a palate cleanser. You could also put sliced apples, sliced pears on the board. I've seen boards that have dates and figs on them. I wouldn't do avocado because it's squishy. You could definitely put like a guacamole type of spread on your board. But yeah, you want a palate cleanser kind of, and that's what these things over here are as well. Any of the acidic or fruit, something that's going to take that the heaviness of the cheese out of your mouth. And so and the craisins will do that. These are prosciutto, and I'm probably saying it wrong for those who are the purists. The prosciutto and mozzarella wraps, little wraps. This is the brand that I get, and they work well. And a lot of times I'll cut them in half, but in this case I left them whole. And then I also, Wegmans does pepperoni and mozzarella roll-ups. I snack on these, and that's why I have them. And so that's these right here. I'll move my knife. These are the pepperoni and mozzarella roll-up. And what I like about these is it's your meat and your cheese in a roll, and it is visually interesting.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then I showed you the pepper jack, the grapes. These are Parmesan crisps. Folks love these. I like them. They're just Parmesan cheese that's been baked into rounds, and they're crunchy and salty, and
a nice different flavor.
A nice different and mouthfeel too, because they are crunchy, but they're that cheesy, that sharp cheesy flavor of the Parmesan cheese, and they come in all different flavors. That one I think is just basic Parm, but you can get everything bagel. They come in like 4 cheese. They come in all different flavors. The Gouda. Oh, brie. I love these. So I'm not a huge fan of brie. The Wegmans that I go to sells these little brie bites, and they come individually wrapped. And so if you don't want to buy a big wheel of brie, if you know that folks don't love brie, but you've got a couple people that like brie, then this is a great way to go, because they are individually wrapped. And so these are just the little brie bites. My son will eat those. He likes brie. I don't like brie. And so he'll eat those. And you could cut them in half if you wanted to do that. Yep. So that's the brie. Yeah. Okay. So then I was going to show. I was going to show how I do the meats when I get the loose salami or mostly salami. So I don't usually buy a pack like this. Wegmans has a huge deli, and they do a lot of different salamis and meats, and so I usually buy a different variety. But for this, I bought this antipasti trio because I thought they were a good example of meats to put on your board. So we've got the prosciutto with the mozzarella in that one corner, but I'm going to take these thin little sheets of, if I can get it separated, prosciutto, and I just kind of pile them. I just kind of make it into a little pile so that it kind of looks like a flower, but it's not really a flower, but it's literally just a pile of meat, and I'm going to put that in there. And it works. And to be honest, I would probably cut these in half because these are pretty big pieces of prosciutto, but I'll just do those two. And then they've got 2 different kinds of salami. They've got the uncured soppressata, and that's got the peppercorns in it, and then the uncured Genoa salami. So when I have a round salami like this, I want it to look almost like a flower. Mm-hmm. And so I just kind of, from the middle, just kind of push it up until it's folded up like this. Now, they don't always stay like this once I get them on the board, but I at least make the attempt. So I'm going to stuff this in here. Once you get them all in there, they'll kind of hold their shape, but you can see this one's unfolding already. But I just kind of wedge them in there. And again, and your hands do get dirty, greasy. It's worth it. All right, so I'll just do this one.
Okay, you can lick your fingers.
After I'm done, impeccably clean hands, clean hands. And then, okay, so I'm going to get this soppressata. I love soppressata. And I'm going to put that over here by the cheddar. I'm going to actually put it in this way. So I'm just going to kind of fold them in there. And so I just kind of work my stuff until I've got what I think I need on the board. I'm going to put that here. And then, can I have a paper towel, please? And that's all I'm going to put on here for now. I might do, I've got two, okay, I'll do a third. Piece. Oh, I've got the pepperoni too. All right, I might have to. Burp. Okay, so I'm going to get this little pile of prosciutto. Okay, yeah, thanks. Just to get some of that. All right, this is where I'm going to take this Dubliner and I'm going to fill in because I've got a hole down here that I need to fill in if I can do it with my greasy fingers. I got it.
You're going to do one?
I'm going to do two. So I'm actually just going to break this in half and just kind of fill in the hole. And then on this goat cheese, I would put a knife, but I'm not taking this out of the package. So I'm just going to put the knife next to it. And then I'm going to get one more piece of Dubliner. Maybe. There we go. So good. And so I'm just going to fill in. So now I filled in the hole.
Beautiful.
And now, so we've got space over here. I could fill in with some crackers over here. I like to buy, you can get these little, they look like little toasts of multi-grain toast. Wegmans sells them, but they were out. Yeah, I'll show this. And I do like to put those on the board because they're colorful. And they've got texture because they do have grains in there, like pumpkin seeds and cranberries, and they're delish. And then, so I was going to show you this little tray. So I like to get things other than regular crackers. And so these are little crostinis, and I might, on occasion, put out a little dish of bruschetta, tomato, something that they can put on the toast. It again, it's that acid counterbalance to all the cheeses.
Right.
To have a little dish of the bruschetta. But I get the crostini. These are little crostinis, and I buy those from Wegmans.
Great crunch.
But you can get those in a cracker section. I think I've seen commercial crostinis as well. And then I like the pretzel bites or the pretzel crisps. They're like pretzels that have been made into chips. And this is what I usually buy. And these come in all different flavors as well. And they're great to snack on anyway. Yeah. Especially if you like pretzels. And then the other thing that I really like, oh yeah, I was going to show those too. And then the Ritz. So if you like Ritz crackers, what I like to put out instead are these toasted chips. Because they're good with dips, but they're also good with cheese.
And they hold up.
And they hold up really well.
Yeah.
They've got a nice snap. But it's not heavy like a regular Ritz cracker.
Well, and Ritz crackers can tend to be a little bit fragile, and those are...
Yeah, those hold up much better.
Yeah.
And then over here with the hummus, I've got these little pita crackers. And I buy the Wegmans brand. You could buy Stacy's pita chips. Those work too. But I like the Wegmans pita crackers because they're round like a cracker.
Right.
But the Stacy's pita chips or any other kind of pita chips, they work too. And so then once the board is done, I'm just going to look for any holes and I'm going to fill in any holes. So there's a hole right here because I don't want a lot of empty space on my board. So I'm just going to put a few, and these are just regular pepperoni that you would put on your pizza if you make homemade pizza. And so I'm just going to put a few little pepperoni in here so that I don't have a hole on my board. And that's basically it for our charcuterie board.
And let me just say this, that I didn't bring them out, but you must have plates.
Yeah.
And
napkins.
You don't want someone standing here and just
grazing
and putting from the board to their mouth.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at you, but I've seen some.
People do. They'll just stand there, and then nobody else can get there.
Right. Yeah. So you don't want to stand in front of the board and monopolize it. You want to take your plate, like you're in a buffet and get what you want and then move away.
Yeah, move away from the board so that exactly. So, like little dessert plates, I usually get paper plates.
Yeah, bread and butter plate.
Yeah, but I usually, because I don't
crowds.
I do big crowd. Like at Thanksgiving we're going to have 20-ish. And I'm going to do a board, like I'll actually do 2 boards like this, and because it's a big crowd and they like to eat. But I'll put paper plates, like the little round paper plates out, cocktail napkins, and let them
enjoy.
eat. And they wiped it out last year, so I'm expecting they'll wipe it out this year too.
Because I was going to say, I'm all about being resourceful, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, let's see, if I had some of these left over, I would cut them up and put them on a pizza. I would cut the salami up and put them on a pizza. Or put the cut up salami and put it in a salad. Put the olives in a salad.
Yep.
There are things you can do with these and the leftovers to not let anything go to waste.
Yeah. Or you can just put it in your fridge and nosh on it for however many days. Yeah. So
don't let anything go to waste.
Yeah. Whatever I have left over after Thanksgiving, my son and I will finish. Probably in its original form. Just cheese, crackers, meat.
You want to describe the crackers?
Sure. Yeah. If I can remember what they all are. So these come from the assortment that no, I didn't show these actually. Because I didn't know it's the Wegmans box. So I'll show you one other thing. So like I said, you can use any assorted cracker, or you can, if you like Ritz crackers, or you like Triscuits, or you like, I didn't even bring any wheat thins. I love a good wheat thin. Or a basic butter cracker, like, what is it? Town.
Yeah.
I can't think of it.
I know what you're talking about.
Do that. But I like to do an assortment because I think some crackers go better with some cheeses too. There are definitely some crackers that are better with other cheeses. So the crackers in this assortment are, okay. So this is called Original, and this is just a basic butter cracker. It's really good, but it's a basic, like what you think of a basic butter cracker, like the Club cracker. It's like that. Oops. And then this one is cracked wheat. The square is cracked wheat. I like the cracked wheat. Cracked wheat goes really well with stronger cheese. The cracked wheat I think is really good with a sharp cheddar. With a Stilton or a blue cheese, right? When you say Dad?
Yeah.
My dad's nodding. He's a Stilton eater. I'm not a Stilton eater. I do like to put I like to put a variety of cheeses. So I actually probably would put a Stilton on the board because I know you like your stinky cheeses. I don't like
the water cracker is next.
And so this is
typically English.
This is actually the cracked pepper water cracker, but there are some traditional plain old water cracker. I will eat these by themselves. I love a water cracker. Most people think of Cars water crackers, isn't that the brand?
Yeah.
The traditional British water cracker is Cars, and they have a variety of kinds, and the cracked black pepper is one of them. And then this is a classic wheat cracker, just basic wheat cracker. Is this right?
Or vegetable.
This is the vegetable cracker.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is the vegetable cracker. I don't know what that means.
But it's good.
It is a good cracker. Honestly, everything from Wegmans is good. This is your wheat cracker.
Yeah.
Your basic wheat cracker.
And then your basic Triscuit.
And then your electricity biscuit.
Your electricity biscuit. Yeah.
I'm going to share that story. I'll find it tomorrow, and I will share it tomorrow because it's the best. I love the electricity biscuit.
Okay. Well,
I think that's it.
That's it. Wonderful.
That's a lot. Oh, I was going to show these. I didn't put any of these out, but I do like the toasted
I do too.
butter. These are a butter cracker, and these are new actually. So they have harvest wheat, the classic butter crisp, and then the rosemary and olive oil.
Yeah.
I'm going to save these for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I'm not going to open them.
Okay.
But anyway, the crackers run the gamut. I wouldn't use a saltine.
No.
Those are soup crackers.
Why would you use a saltine when you've got all of the others to choose from?
Saltines are good for soup. They're good for that toffee. Have you seen the saltine toffee?
Yes.
And that's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah, they're not a cheese cracker. So.
Well, thank you, Jen.
Yeah, you're
this
welcome.
Is awesome.
Yeah. So we'll show the finished pecans.
Yeah.
Still on the pan. Okay, so these are the pecans. They've had a chance to cool, and you can see the extra sugar will come off of them. But yeah, go ahead. They're good when they're still warm.
I bet.
Oh my goodness, they're so good.
Yeah, wonderful.
Make some. If you make them, let me know. Oh yeah, they're
Well,
going to
and remember, they're not only good on a charcuterie, but they're also good chopped into a salad.
Yep.
They're good in a, we were talking about.
You got a bowl right there.
A roasted root vegetable.
Yeah, you could chop them up
with
in
maple syrup for Thanksgiving. You know, the parsnips and the carrots and the
Brussels sprouts.
butternut squash. Yeah, the Brussels sprouts. We've done that before, and those added to the vegetables. Oh, it's just wonderful. So
really
there are
good.
a lot of uses for those nuts.
Yeah. Yep. And on their own.
On their own.
Just put them in a container.
Yeah.
And eat them. Yeah, really are. All right.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, it's been a long night.
Yeah. Actually, it's not even 9.
Okay.
So we did pretty well. Hopefully this was helpful for you.
Yeah, we hope it is.
Maybe inspiring. You think, oh, I can do this now. You can do it.
You can.
It doesn't have to be this fancy. It can literally be cheddar and a butter cracker and some salami, and you're good.
But you know, think about how creative you can be with just a few ingredients, and you're gonna love doing it.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. I was rude. I ate all those pecans on camera. Anyway, okay. I need my prop.
Oh, and do you have a giveaway?
I have a giveaway always. I'm not giving away a charcuterie board. Sorry. But I am giving away tea. So when we're done, well, actually, if you can, well, you guys can spell, but I was going to say if you could type in the keyword real quick. So we do have a giveaway. I'm giving away a 3-ounce tin of sticky toffee pudding. This exact tin is what you'll get. And the keyword is pudding, Pudding, all caps. And you only have to put it in there once. And I'll draw a name out of the mug. Molly and I will draw a name out of the mug tomorrow after church, sometime in the afternoon. So if you want the 3-ounce tin, enter your name. And I'll keep talking. Like I said earlier, we're not doing a Facebook Live next month or in January. And so our next one will be in February, and it will be the Maple Days that we weren't able to do in October because we were sick. So, and Molly will be with us. She should be with us. Pretty sure. Whatever date we pick. Well, they have a youth retreat in the winter, so she told me, don't pick a date that I'm at the retreat. So we have to check the calendar. But sometime in February is when we'll be back Facebook Live. But I might come on and do something in December. I'll wait until you get back from your trip so we don't hose the page at all. So I might come on and do a mini live in December, and I'll probably get on and do something in January too, just to remind you that we're here. But other than that, we hope you guys have a good Thanksgiving. Yeah, come back over, Mom. And happy holidays. And I was going to say, in case anybody is wondering, because I haven't said anything about it, I'm not doing a Hanukkah tea calendar this year, and I'm also not doing the 12 Days of Christmas calendar this year. It's just too much going on, and I can't do it. But like I said about the Christmas movie sampler, if you are interested in a Hanukkah calendar box, send me an email, info@tforallreasons.com, and we can talk about it. But I'm not making a bunch to sell and listing them in the shop. So,
okay.
Yeah. I meant to say that earlier and I forgot.
Yeah.
It wasn't in my thing.
Okay.
But anyway, going back to, I hope you guys have a good Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We have a lot to be thankful for.
We really do. We're so thankful. And yeah.
Yeah. It's been a good year. Mostly good.
Well, God has been
pretty good. Yeah, God is faithful.
Is good, and He's faithful and true.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and
Happy New Year.
and a Happy New Year. Right, because unless I come on and do something in December.
Yeah.
Right.
But we'll be on the Facebook page.
Yeah, we'll be on the page. We'll be in the group.
There. Yeah.
We'll be in the group.
We'll be in touch.
And yeah, we'll be around. And I guess that's it.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you all. We just appreciate your support so much. We really do. And you keep us going. I mean, we've been at this Facebook Live thing for 4 years. Hard to believe. Yeah. But thank you so much for your support.
Yeah, we appreciate you. I don't think you know how much we appreciate you.
Yeah. You know, you're a community for us.
Yeah.
And a community is a group of people who really care for one another and support each other and encourage one another, and that's what you've been to us on many occasions. You have, and I especially appreciate it. I know Jen does when we've had health problems, and whatnot. You know, you're a wonderful community.
Yeah, and we're grateful for you. And when we were sick last month, thank you so much for the prayers and the patience.
Yeah.
As the orders were backing up, you guys were still ordering tea, and I was watching the orders pile up and thinking I'm going to be a little busy. But you guys were super patient while I was trying to get caught up, and I appreciate all of you and your support to us personally, but also to the business. Because we do what we do for you. Yeah. So thank you.
All right.
And so with that, we'll say good night.
Good night, folks.
All right.